I'm Andrew McGuire, the TOPA lawyer. I've recovered millions of dollars for tenants just like you in single-family homes and in multi-unit apartment buildings. Come on, Washington, let's talk TOPA. Hey, today I wanted to give you an update on a video that we did earlier involving, again, yes, the public health emergency and what the deadlines are for TOPA rights. And we talked about what the public health emergency had been extended to, which we believe is July 25th, 2021, and the law regarding the extension of the deadline for your TOPA rights, which is 30 days following July 25th, 2021, which we've calculated to be August 24th, 2021. We talked about what happens on that day, and it depended on whether the deadline was extended or tolled. And you'll recall that we concluded that based on the law that was passed back in March of 2020, that the deadlines had merely been extended, not tolled. Well, the City Council has come to the rescue and has changed the law. So very recently, the council put into place, which can now be found at DC Code 42-3405.10b, a new statute that tolls all of the deadlines regarding to TOPA. I'm reading now from the statute. Running of all time periods for tenants and tenant organizations to exercise rights under this act shall be tolled from the beginning of the period of a public health emergency until the end of the public health emergency and for 30 days thereafter. That's the new law. And it appears that the law went into effect on May 13th, 2021. What does this mean for you? Well, the first question is, did you get your TOPA offer of sale, which triggers your TOPA rights, before or after March 11th, 2020? March 11th, 2020 is the actual start date of the public health emergency. Although the law went into effect on March 17th, it was made retroactive to March 11th, 2020. If you had TOPA rights prior to March 11th, 2020, you have to go back and figure out how much time did you have left. So for example, in March of 2020, if you had been given an offer of sale in a 2 to 4 unit building, you have 22 days to exercise your rights. If you had been given that offer of sale on March 1st, 2020, you would be 11 days into your period of time before the health emergency started, which would mean that you would still have 11 more days as of August 24th, 2021. So whatever time you had before March 11th, 2020, you will have going forward as of August 24th, 2021. Clarity is always really important in these TOPA matters, as title attorneys have to figure out all of these things before they approve the sale of a tenant-occupied property. It's not really clear whether the tolling statute also protects the landlord, the seller, in how much time they have to complete the transaction. I have to think that many tenants are going to ask that TOPA offer of sales be reissued, and that's because of the law that requires reissuance. Section 42-3404.10, subsection 4, is the part of the code that deals with TOPA for 2 to 4 units, and specifically deals with how long a landlord has to complete the sale before they have to reissue a whole new round of TOPA notices. So the amount of time is 240 days. So if 240 days have lapsed, then the statute dictates that the landlord must begin the process anew and issue new offers of sale. In multi-units, any apartment building with 5 or more units, the landlord must get the transaction done by either selling the property or getting a contract on the property within 360 days after issuance of TOPA. So again, there might be instances where that time has expired, may need to demand that the landlord reissue an offer of sale, because the process needs to begin anew due to the lapse of time. So our advice is, if you have TOPA rights and you're coming out of the public health emergency on August 24th, the first thing you may want to do is ask the landlord to reissue the offer of sale. And if it all seems confusing to you, well, it is. And this is one of the reasons why it's really wise to consider hiring an attorney to assist you with the exercise of your TOPA rights. If you got TOPA, then call in rem.